Chicago. And we are back again doing another LIVE. And I tell you, it is a very beautiful day today. And on top of this beautiful day, we have more news for you in regards to Louis Farrakhan and Elijah Muhammad. Seeing that the last topic went pretty well, but I got some bangers to bring out, because not only is there a difference between the old Nation of Islam and the new Nation of Islam, meaning Elijah Muhammad, Nation of Islam versus Louis Farrakhan's Nation of Islam. With Elijah, it was black power. White man is the devil. And then later on, in the later years of his life, he instructed us to no longer call him the devil, but call him the enemy. And rightfully so, he's still a devil. But Louis don't feel that way. Now, you have to remember why Elijah Muhammad called the Caucasians the devil. He called them the devil because everywhere that they have gone in history, they have caused bloodshed. He said that the Germans and the American Caucasians are the worst. He said that we should not intermix with white people. Throughout all of the atrocities, from chattel slavery, rape, lynchings, killings, murdering, taking of properties, shooting you down in the street like a dog, calling you niggers, telling you that you ain't sugar honey iced tea, telling you that you'll never be nothing but a nigger. Look what they did to Emmett Till. I'm talking about Elijah Muhammad now. We're talking about this man's life and what he came up under. So he has every right to feel the way that he feels. And on top of that, he actually gives you facts. He even shows you in the scriptures, both in the Bible and the Quran, if you are religious. If you're not religious, it don't mean nothing to you. But if you are a student of Christianity or Islam, it tells you right there in both books that the Caucasians are the devil. And when you further go into studying lessons, go search and see who Gog and Magog is. Thank you, Mo. He said that we should view nature. He said that we should view nature and see that we don't belong to them people. We don't belong with those people. They segregated us, our families, during slavery. He said, fuck. Let us stay separated. We want all this over here. We don't want nothing to do with you. We don't want to have nothing to do with your politics. We don't want to have nothing, your women. We want to do our own thing, do our own shoes, do our own Pampers, do our own stores. That's Elijah. Own businesses, own property, just like Black Wall Street. That's Elijah. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get some light here, but it's not like it's not too much today, but it's sort of overcast. However, you got Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan, on the other hand, I do that. Louis Farrakhan. Thinking ahead, you all. But Louis Farrakhan, Nation of Islam, is totally different. Louis Farrakhan, Nation of Islam, white people can join the Nation of Islam. White Caucasians can become FOIs. Never in the annals of history in the Nation of Islam, while it was under the tutelage and teachings of Elijah Muhammad, was there ever a Caucasian member of the Nation of Islam. That was just out the question. Out the question, let alone get inside of a meeting. Let alone get inside of a meeting, except those white philanthropists who was racist, who was helping support Elijah Muhammad to keep the teachings going, to keep the people separated. Like I say, he had some Nazis sitting up in one of the sessions, but he had a reason for that. They were sponsoring him. They supported him. Okay. Louis Farrakhan, on the other hand, has white FOIs in the Nation of Islam. He even said that he would be a fool to hate white people for the color of their skin. I agree with that. I agree with that. Because, hell, my sponsors are white. Ain't no black people sponsoring me. White people sponsoring me. And Louis Farrakhan's son has a baby and a wife that is Caucasian. Never in the annals of the history of the Nation of Islam, under the tutelage of Elijah Muhammad, would that have ever happened. That was a violation of the nation's statutes. What? Now, you may say, well, Master Muhammad was white. Well, according to the story, his mama was white so that his father could have a way in, so that his son could get in like a thief in the night. Now, Elijah Muhammad's great-grandmother had white in her because her mama was raped by the white man. Okay? But I'm going to give you this banger about being white and Louis Farrakhan being anti-Semitic. That is no way possible. That is no way possible. But we're going to finish this nation thing. And, like I said, his son has a baby and a wife, or he has a baby by a white girl. And that's his wife. Never would Elijah allow that. I'm just saying. Farrakhan tell you to go vote. Elijah said never go vote. Do you see the difference already? Elijah had schools and businesses set up. And so did Louis. Had a salon restaurant. Still got the bookstore, though. Still got the bookstore. And they still got properties. But the restaurant was closed because people that was working in the restaurant was stealing. Now, what would have happened to you if you would have stole from Elijah? What would have happened to you if you have stole from Elijah? What do you think your punishment was? Louis had leniency. And he said, screw it. I'm going to close it. And he closed it. That's good too. That's good. But the reason that they would not have stolen from Elijah was because of the respect and some fear. I'm just keeping it a buck there. I respect the man. 1,000. Why would I cross him when he taught me what I know? Helped me to self-elevate. I'm just saying. Louis Farrakhan, he cannot be anti-Semitic, as you would call Elijah Muhammad. Louis Farrakhan is not anti-Semitic. Elijah was. And I'm going to tell you why Louis Farrakhan is not anti-Semitic. This is really going to blow your mind. And it's sad that I really can't get a nice, clean shot view here, you know, with the sun going on, because this is overcast, but I'm doing the best that I can do. But I tell you, for those of you who did not know, because I'm tired of people talking about Louis Farrakhan is anti-Semitic. Louis Farrakhan is not anti-Semitic. You want to know why he's not anti-Semitic? Louis Farrakhan's father is a Jew. What? Louis Farrakhan's father is a Jew. Put that in your Rolodex and smoke it. Now, how do I know that? That's not no lie. That's not no false teachings. He even said it himself. I'm not exposing the man. He already told you. For those of you who didn't know, now you know. Which makes me know that you don't listen to the man. Because the man told you that his daddy is a Jew. How can he be anti-Semitic? No wonder he was able to come out with that book entitled The Secret Relationship Between the Blacks and the Jews. Yeah, his daddy's white. Daddy is a Jew. And that's exactly what he said. In fact about it, if you don't believe me, I want to tell you what video to go to. There's only one video that Louis Farrakhan has that's on YouTube. Whereas, and I think he was in Washington, D.C. And he had on a gray suit. And he had those fly glasses that he have on all the time. He had that gold ring on his finger. And he has some FOIs behind him. Go watch that video. So y'all can't tell me that I'm trying to slander the man. No, he's one of my teachers. He is one of my teachers. Yeah, I'm not slandering him. He put that out for you. I said that and is putting that out here for those who did know, because I'm sure that in doing these lives, that may come up. So I'm already putting it out there. So it's no surprise, because I already know. In fact about it, he made the statement of, to the effect, not word for word, but to the effect, why you think he got that light-skinnedness? Yeah. And why you think he got that wavy hair? That's not a perm. According to Louis. So, hey, he even said that his mom may have been tipping around. I'm just saying. That's not slander. That's straight from the minister. And I'm not in violation of that. I'm not worried about security, because I got security. I got security from the brothers, because they still got love for me and I got love for them. And I'm not going to sit up here and lie on my teacher because he's one of my teachers. No, I am not a Judas to him. I would never denounce the minister as being one of my teachers. I would never denounce Elijah Muhammad as being one of my teachers. I would never denounce any of the master teachers. Any of them that I get down with, because all of them taught me something and taught me the best of that which they knew, which elevated me to live a better life and become a better man. My years in the nation was fantastic. My years in the nation was fantastic. But there's some things that I disagree with that was going on in the nation. So I left with respect. I left in good grace. But it's still in the fold of the people that are. 100. That's the difference between me and Malcolm. That's the difference between me and Khallid. When you think that you know more than what your teacher knows, and they got 1,000 years on you in life, you got a problem. You've been blinded. Arrogance. Khallid was one of my teachers. I love him. And may he rest in power, rest in peace, and may peace and blessings be upon Khallid. When you know better, you should do better. I live a great life. I'm a free man. I am a free man. Many of you all say you free, but don't exercise the rights of having freedom. Elijah Muhammad said that upon accepting who you are and who they are, and you be who you are, which is a righteous Muslim, you will have luxury, money, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. And you know what? I believe the man. You know why? Because I'm living it. I'm living it. I have friendships in all walks of life. All walks of life. But that does not remove the fact that they are still the devil. That don't remove that fact. That doesn't remove the fact that they are our natural enemy. That doesn't remove that fact. But they respect me and I respect them, and some of them, we have some good relations. Now you gotta know that they ain't gonna die for you, okay? You gotta know that, okay? And they know that about you. And if they don't know, or, you know, they better learn, okay? Now, if you are like John Brown, how many Caucasians in America today do you know that's like John Brown? And if you don't know who the Caucasian John Brown is, you need to go back and do some research, I'm saying. So, I respect Elijah in that sense in what he said, because some of his sponsors, or one of his sponsors, was a big white philanthropist who was a racist. But they were cool. They were, you know. Louis' son had a baby by a white girl. One of Louis Farrakhan's sons was a crackhead. Let's get all that out. Yes, that's national news. National news. And if I'm not mistaken, Louis Farrakhan had gave the victims of someone who died because of his son. He gave him like $200 or some $1,000. That's all he can give them. That's all he said that he had for them. That's what he said. So, was there more going on in the background? Maybe so. You know, we don't know. Maybe he gave them something else. But that's what he gave them. His son was a crackhead. I think Louis Farrakhan Jr. is dead. He lost one of his sons. So, anything else I need to bring out in regards to the difference of the nations? And at one point, the feds tried to get Elijah Muhammad's brother to try to kill him. I'm just saying. So anybody else got some differences? I still don't like the way that the minister had treated Khallid. Khallid did not do what Malcolm did. Khallid did not. That's another difference, see? Malcolm was disobedient when the messenger told him to shut up about Kennedy. And after he was silenced, he got mad. And then he went to 60 Minutes and told them white people about Elijah. And that was it. The ties were over with then, okay? Whereas you got Khallid. Khallid didn't do nothing wrong. He just taught the way that the lessons told him to teach, the way that he was supposed to teach, which was the truth, and he did that. But like I said, something else was going on in the background, and that wasn't meant to be said at that time, not to burn the place down, okay? Don't burn it down, bro. We see you. We know what you can do. Don't burn it down. We got some other stuff going on back here, man. He didn't listen either. But he didn't go to the news about Farrakhan. Now, I am quite sure that there are some secrets about Farrakhan that Khallid knew. Quite sure. Seeing that he was the right-hand man. I'm just saying. Right? Now, Khallid never said nothing bad about the Minister Farrakhan. He never exposed none of his secrets. But they still left him unprotected. They left him unprotected, and Minister, you are wrong for that. Elijah wasn't wrong for not protecting Malcolm. The minister was wrong for not protecting Khallid. That's another difference. Khallid even said that he had guns on him. He had a pistol on him while he was securing the minister. According to the feds, and according to Elijah Muhammad, none of them ever carried a pistol. They was waiting to get them on something. If they caught a pistol on one of them, the nation was done. Think about it. And besides, he was coming under the flag of Islam. Islam is a militant type of religion, which makes one's spirit come back alive for justice. Farrakhan has diluted that. Farrakhan told you that he was turning you over to the devils. This is another way when it started by telling you to go vote. He turned you over to the politicians. He turned you over to Scientology. He turned you over to the streets. Farrakhan did that. Elijah Muhammad would not have said that, but he did that in a way. You can take it or leave it. I offered you the information, you didn't want it. You still are black people, and you can still come hang out with us, but we can't take care of you like we would take care of one of us, because you still dealing with the Jesus man over here, okay? But we love you, respect you, and we have high respect because you all are the sheep that we're coming after. That's Elijah. And Elijah said, believe in Allah. He said, run to Allah. Put your trust in Allah. He said that he feared no man but Allah. That's Elijah Muhammad. Louis Farrakhan tells you to run to the politicians. Put your faith in the politicians. Wow. When he knows they're going to lead you straight to hell. When he knows that they're going to sucker you like they've already been doing. He told you he's done with us. Minister Farrakhan has told us that he's done with us. Those who don't listen. I've been blessed enough to stay in the fold in good grace without worrying about, is the Nation of Islam going to kill me? Because of my differences that I had with the teachings in the nation after having self-development and consciousness. Like I said, if someone taught you how to survive, how to fish, how to take care of yourself, how for you to feed your family, how to keep you out of jail and prison, and then you're gonna cross me? I'm just saying, what's up, Malcolm? And that's what happened to Malcolm. I love Malcolm. May peace and blessings be upon Malcolm. May Malcolm rest in power. But that's what Malcolm did to Elijah. What would you do? What would you do if your best friend slept with your lady, crossed you? What if your best friend went to the police and told the police that you robbed that lady the other day? The one that they was looking for, the bandit that got away, and he wouldn't have told them that it was you? You understand? That's Malcolm and Elijah. Right? Clarence 13X, we already went in on that the other day. If you haven't checked out that video that I made about Clarence 13X, go over to my other channel, MOPOWERZ, here on YouTube. But getting back to the conversation at hand. Khallid and Farrakhan versus that which happened with Elijah and Malcolm. Khallid only did what he knew was right. He was not a robot. Khallid was a very intelligent black man who spoke the truth. But like I said, at that time, at that particular time, something else was going on in the background where you wasn't supposed to burn down the building after I told you don't, man. Ask anybody that's behind the team. Ask anybody that's behind the scene on the E-team. Don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Ask anybody that you know that's on the E-team during that time. Is that not what happened? Because I know that's what happened. So if you wasn't on the E-team at that time, or if you just are an outsider looking in when all of this jumped down, go stand over there by Walgreens. I'm just saying. This is actual facts. But he didn't disrespect the nation. He did not disrespect the nation. He did not disrespect his teacher. He did not disrespect the teachings. However, he did not listen at that particular time, just as Malcolm did not listen when the messenger told him, don't talk about Kennedy. That was a grave mistake at that time. Just think, had not Malcolm spoke about Kennedy, where would they be at today? Or they would have been dead, of course. But think of what they could have done further. Think of how much bigger the nation could have become if Malcolm had listened. Khallid did not try to take the nation down. It wasn't until 5 or 6 years after he got expelled, and Khallid came out with the spew of disappointment, of pain, of grief, of sorrow, and how he begged the minister to come back. I'm sorry, Father, can you help me? I'm sorry. But it wasn't until the 5th or 6th year, something like that, that Khallid just, said what he had to say. And soon afterwards, and after those guns that he displayed in public for the world to see, especially the enemy. You know the enemy watching you, but you want them to see the display of power that you're working with. Why would you want to show the enemy even part of your hand like that? That's when he became desperate. He was crying out for help, and the minister did not help him. And that would have been a difference between him and Malcolm. Old nation versus new nation. Louis Farrakhan was wrong for that. And I'm sure he had his reasons. But he was not about to let Khallid stay in the nation after he built it up or restarted the nation since 1978, which makes at that time about 20 years that the minister was working to keep the nation as a rebuilding. And Khallid, come on, man. With Elijah and Farrakhan, let's just say Elijah started in 1934 on his own, and he met Malcolm in 1955, or that's when Malcolm came out. So 19, 20 years there. 19, 20 years with Khallid and Minister Farrakhan. The results were the same. Both men are dead. Both great master teachers are dead. Both master teachers are dead. Sad. And soon after Khallid dies, his son becomes a millionaire. Y'all think about that. Y'all think about that. Khallid's son right now is a millionaire. Or he was at one point if he ain't spent all his money. But I don't think he was that dumb. Yeah, his son's a millionaire now. They whacked his daddy, he becomes a millionaire. His daddy was somebody. Just like King was somebody. Malcolm, I'm sure that the government gave Betty something. I highly doubt if the nation took care of her, and the nation would have taken care of her had Malcolm just obeyed. I'm just saying. If you think that you can prove me wrong on anything that I'm saying, prove it. I would love to have a Zoom with you. I would love to have a discussion with you. And yes, Elijah Muhammad had outside children. Well, he didn't have outside children, but he did. But those that he had 9 wives. Now think about Mother Clara Muhammad. Think about the mother who helped him get that off the ground. She had to deal with these other women and these other kids. And that was her husband, her first husband, like that was his first wife. And they had already had 3 or 4 kids. They came from Georgia together to Detroit, to Chicago, and everywhere he ran to, because he was like the Jesus of that day, running from the Sadducees and Pharisees. A brother said in the comment section, do I think that Malcolm was a great instrument, and is the Nation of Islam great or bigger because of Malcolm? The old Nation of Islam, yes. Because as I stated, Elijah Muhammad was on the run at the time. And he had to do 4 years in the feds. But when he got out, he got back on top, but he still lost time. He still lost time, but he was still on top. His wife, Mother Clara, kept holding things down. Malcolm, you know, was that new sharp instrument for him. Just as Khallid was. But that's the difference. Elijah would not have sold you out to Scientology. Elijah Muhammad would not have had white FOIs. Elijah Muhammad's sons would not have had children by white women, would not have married white women. He would have never told you to vote. So Louis Farrakhan don't tell you to put your hope in Allah. He said, put your hope in Joe Biden. Put your hope in Brandon Johnson. Please. Put your hope in Trump. Put your hope in all of these white politicians who have you of no interest in their brain or thought. They got to deal with you, but they ain't thinking about you. Neely Fuller said they don't even listen to us. That's what Neely Fuller said. They don't even listen to us. And Elijah Muhammad was trying to get you not to listen to them, to listen to yourself. And Louis Farrakhan is trying to get you to listen to them now because he has turned you over to Satan and he told you that he was going to do. He told you. And if you didn't catch my last video, you can go 2 or 3 videos down past the Christ before Christianity, and you have Stop the Killings. It is the second Stop the Killing before the last one, before the Christ before Christianity starts. When this channel uploads. Check that out. That's the difference. It's your host with the most, MOPOWERZ, where the information and the execution of knowledge is power. It is your third eye that makes you shine like jewelry. If you haven't done so already, press that subscribe button below, hit that notification bell, and hit the word all so that you can get the notifications when I upload new videos on YOUTUBE, okay? And hit those condiments to like and to share. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation on Elijah Muhammad versus Louis Farrakhan. I'm just saying. And go over to that Mo Powers page, MOPOWERZ on YouTube. Check out those uploads and the live section. I have to put up part 6 again to Fall of America because they say I have some copyrighted music. So part 6 is going back up on Mo Powers, and that'll be this evening. And for YouTube, I want to thank you all for trying to help me out some kind of way. I'm trying to work on this description, things that y'all got me going through, so I can finally get monetized. Now, when I finish doing what y'all asked me to say, I hope you all don't say I got some more hoops to jump through. I'm just saying. Hey, you all, it's been a BALL. Leave your comments in the comment section. Peace out and never give up on your DREAMS.